Slowly, you can come back to this world and just smile to yourself and say, I love you. And I love myself. And I love everybody. Just affirm that. Just say those words. And then try to be here with me in this session where we are going to evolve further together by holding each other's hand, by sharing our experiences, by telling us about our feelings, about our emotions. Because here, there are no judgments. There's only love. I hope all of you had a wonderful meditation. I welcome you all again. And once again, I am thankful to all of you for taking out your valuable time for this session. And thank you for being here. And thank you, Madhugaru, for conducting these sessions, for giving us this platform. Thank you so much for giving your time, a valuable time, to all of us here, whereby you also share so much of your experiences. So, thank you. So anybody wants to share any meditation experiences, you can share before I start the session, or anything about yesterday's session. If you have any doubts, or if you want to share, if you want to ask anything, please go ahead. Yes, Madhavi. Yes.
Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon, Sharoo. It was a
Hi.
wonderful, it was short, but it was wonderful. You would have extended that. I would have sat for some more time.
Actually, in these sessions, I want people to more interact, because then there are so many people who just go out of the session because of the timing. The time restriction is there, and
Yes.
I want people to share with their experiences, much. So yeah, that's why. Yes, Madhavi,
Yes,
go
it was
ahead.
wonderful. It was a beautiful deep. Yes, I really could really go deep into the meditation, even if it was 15 to 20 minutes, I think, but still, it was lovely. It's great,
Thank you.
really. And for yesterday's session, I had a few questions actually.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you said that when we are in a spiritual path,
Mm.
without any condition or without any limited limiting our mind, we are doing any services so that it can reach the other people, or we can give the service in such a way. Like for example, you gave the session on the story about the boy in the
Mm.
Germany who
Mm.
has given them. It was amazing actually. Oh.
Mm.
And I was going on rethinking, but
Mm.
somewhere in the corner of the heart sometimes it objects us, you know. No, they're not meant for, or something like that. How do you remove that kind of a pinch, even if it is for our loved ones, or even if it is for outsiders, even if it is for when we are doing it, that one clinch, it which pulls us backside. It's not necessary to do it.
Mm.
How do we can come out? Do you understand what I mean to
Yes,
say that?
yes.
And that boy was so, I mean, he was so, like, really, he was a kind of a real spiritual person, saying that, yes, I could give my life like the number to you, and you go ahead. This is how it is, the pure form, actually. But in our daily lives, somewhere in the corners, when we are fighting with the work, or when we are doing with some other stuffs, somewhere we are just pulling ourselves at the back. We are
Yes.
pulling a back, you know. I How do you overcome that?
That's where inner work comes,
Oh,
Madhuri.
great.
That's why I was quiet, because I know that this is the next step. Because when we talk about spiritual awakening, and then the next step is the inner work. And that is where we are here today. That is why we are here today, because we need to understand that, how do we do this inner work? And what is the step, what are the steps that we have to take as far as these inner works are concerned, because we have read it in the books, we have listened that from various masters that you have to do inner work, and inner work is something that will help the kundalini to awaken, or to it will help you in the awakening. But what is inner work? Yeah, so this is what is inner work all about, which I'm going to now tell you, that what is inner work and how are we supposed to do this inner work, in what manner. Before we start indulging in the inner work in next few days, I want all of you, all the listeners, all the participants, all these members to understand what is inner work, because then it will help you understand that why you should go in for an inner work, and what is the proper way, what is the right way of doing an inner work, right? So let's first talk about and understand this work, inner work. This is a little bit of theory, so even if it feels boring, so please bear with me. So that is my request, because a little bit of theory will go here, because you need to understand what is in inner work. So when we talk about inner work basically is nothing but it is a spiritual practice where we go deep within ourselves. And why do we have to go deep within? Because in order to explore ourselves, in order to heal ourselves, in order to transform ourselves, and in order to understand ourselves, that is why we have to do this inner work. So what happens is that you all must be aware, being the meditators, because we are very connected to the soul, we are connected to our soul. So especially the meditators, because the first thing meditation teaches us, what Patrisa says, is go deep within inside. Why does he do that? Why does he say that? Because he always says that you have to be within yourself, then only you will get the answers to the questions. Now everybody knows that we have got hidden emotions, we have got hidden feelings inside of us, which probably we just shove it under the rug. It is there in our subconscious. Why? Because we do not want to see them, we do not want to feel them, we do not want these things to come up, because these are the memories, these are the prejudices, these are the old beliefs, these are the patterns, these are everything that we have gathered from not only this incarnation, but from so many incarnations altogether. It is just like a dust, it is there inside of us, it is there inside of us, and we really have to peel the layers. And that is how the spiritual awakening is going to come, when we start peeling the layers of this dust that has been there inside our body, for mind, body and soul, for such a long time. Because unless and until that dust is cleaned up, the spiritual awakening does not happen, the enlightenment does not happen, the soul does not evolve. So without inner work, spiritual awakening does not happen. So that is the next step. When we start walking on the spiritual journey, when we start walking on that path, inner work comes hand in hand. You have to walk hand in hand with yourself, with that inner work. Otherwise, it doesn't happen. You have to be committed to the inner work, because what will happen is, with the inner work, you will be able to transform your pain into power. Whatever pains you have, the anger, the hatred, the self-loathing, the self-esteem, the low self-esteem, the low confidence, whatever emotions you have been having for so long, then probably these things are not going to be there, because you are going to accept these emotions, you're going to accept these feelings within yourself. And once you start accepting them, once you start understanding them, that is the time when the inner work starts happening. That is the time when you will be able to go past your fears, you will be able to go past your limitations, you'll be able to go past your addictions and depressions that you're having. Now the question is, most of us are very terrified of this inner work. Just ask yourself, are you terrified or not? Are you not scared of the inner work? Because if you ask me, when I started my inner work, I was very scared. I was very scared, because why? Because I knew that through the meditation there were certain things that were resurfacing, those part of me which I never wanted to see in me, those flaws, those imperfections that I had in me, they were started resurfacing. And through the inner work, I was able to see them. And I didn't want to see them. Today, if somebody comes to me and says that Sharoo, you are very ugly, what will happen to me is I will not, I will not see. I will just accept that statement, and I'll keep taking care of my appearance. Oh my God, I'm so ugly. I'm so looking bad. I'll just start taking care of my hair, my body, my looks. Oh my God, that person said that I'm ugly, because I have accepted myself that probably I am ugly somewhere. So I will also accept that negative remark that is being passed to me. So when the inner work starts, we accept these flaws and the imperfections as part of us. If we are angry towards somebody, if we hate somebody, we need to accept that part of us, that why do we hate that person? Why are we doing that to that person? Why can't we see love to that person? Yeah. So if these are the things, these are the things that inner work brings up. It resurfaces everything that you have been denying for a very long time. It will bring all those darker sides, those shadow side of yours, which you have been avoiding for so long. So I will just quote a few words of Carl Jung, which I came across, uh, because I feel the quote's very fascinating. So I'm going to quote that word. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls. These are the words of Carl Jung, and actually, this happens. We are most scared of facing our own souls. We can wage a war against countries, we can wage a war against our families and the relatives and the friends, but what we are scared about is to look ourselves into the mirror. We can't face ourselves. We can't see those flaws. We can't just see them because we want to deny that we have these flaws because of our ego self. So when we talk about inner work, friends, inner work is about revealing the truth to yourself. Inner work is about placing the truth, telling you that, hey, Sharoo, this is the truth. What you have been showing to the other people is not the truth. You are having a masked existence in front of the other people. This is not you. Take out that mask and see who you are. And that is what is the inner work. When you start seeing your ugly face, when you start seeing those pimples, when you start seeing your freckles that you have in your body, when you start seeing those dark circles and the crow's feet, you start seeing those wrinkles, and when you start seeing that anger that you have towards your in-laws, your parents, your friends, relatives, when you start seeing that hatred, when you start seeing that despise, that is what is inner work. So now the question is, how to do this inner work? So for inner work to take place, it is very important, friends, to have intuition, to be very intuitive. And it, developing an intuition is not a rocket science at all. Trust me. The only thing is that we need to be persistent and we need to practice that. If you have been listening to the discourses of Patri sir has also given a lot of emphasis on intuition. He has talked about 3 I's. One is intelligence, one is intellect, and one is intuition. He says that intellect and the intelligence, they come from the personality self, but the intuition comes from our higher self. So if we are stuck with the intelligence and the intellect, we are stuck in the three-dimensional reality. But if we are going with the intuition, we are in the multi-dimensional reality. So when we are talking about the intuition, if we have developed an intuition, the intuition will help us develop our intellect and intelligence both. So it is very important that we trust our intuition. We try to develop that intuition. Now, but the question is, what is intuition? So, according to my understanding, when we talk about intuition, I will tell you in very simple words, because something which you will be able to understand in a very basic way. So, when we talk about intuition, for me, intuition is a dimension of computing. How is it a dimension of computing? Because all the information that we have today, it's inside of us, and we have the capability to access that. When we say that I want to access the Akashic records, you can do that. When we say that we have to access the soul matrix, you can do that. When we say that I want to access the past life, you can do that, because all the information is here inside of us. Now, what is the difference between the logical mind and the intuition? What happens is, whenever the logical mind is at play, what happens is, slowly and gradually, when we are asking for the answers, the answer will take us from different steps, from the step 1 to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That is the logical mind, how it works. But when the intuition works, the intuition doesn't have to go all the way around. It doesn't have to go to all the steps. It can start from 1 and it will straight away jump to the 10. This is how the intuition works. And that is how, through the intuition, we will be able to take all the information, gather all the information that we have today inside of us. But the question is how to trust the intuition, because there's so many people who keep on saying that, I don't know how to distinguish between the ego based voice and the intuition. How do I do that? How do I differentiate between the ego self and the higher self? And yes, it is one of the questions, because this was something that this was the kind of a crisis that I was also into once upon a time, because I didn't know whether I was talking to myself or I was talking to the angels, or was I talking to the angels, or was I hallucinated? What was happening to me? So when we talk about our ego self and the higher self, there are certain things that you need to remember, because what happens is, when our it is very difficult to loosen our rational brain in favor of the intuition, when specifically when this voice is very strong and persistent. बहुत मुश्किल होता है हमको. It's very difficult at that time how to distinguish. But there is certain tips that I will give you. That's how I did. And obviously through meditation and practice, it happened in the due course of time. But I'll give you certain tips. Whenever there's a fear-based voice, whenever you are hearing a fear-based voice, that voice will always feel very heavy. That will be very, you can say, emotionally charged. That will be very vague. It will make you feel very uncomfortable, and it will be it will always keep you taking to your past, and it will lead you to your thoughts. It will not help you to come out of it, but it will keep on leading you to be in that thought process all the time. That is what a fear-based emotion, that is what a fear-based voice would be. But whenever there is an intuition that is playing, whenever there's intuition that is talking to you, you'll feel very light. You'll feel very, you can say, crystal clear. It will be very uplifting for you. And you will feel immediately that this is the right thing, and I don't want any rational thought behind it. You will always feel that. But how do you develop the intuition? People who have just come into meditation, how do they develop the intuition? Because there is a way. Because in order to develop your intuition, you have to do something. Because then only all these 7 clairs, the 7 clairs that I'm talking about is your clairvoyance, your clairsentience, your clairaudience, your claircognizance, your clairtaction, your clair empathy, your clear eloquence, and your clear essence. These are 7 clairs that we have within ourselves, and which we can actually develop but we don't know how to develop it because we don't want to, put that thought that we have to develop our intuition. And you know what is the easiest thing? It is very easy to develop the intuition. What you can do is every day just simply sit with yourself, fully alert, not thinking about anything, no judgments. If your attention is all the time to yourself and you're sitting without any judgment, not thinking at all, you will become intuitive. Your intuition will start developing. And there will be a balance between the Ida and the Pingala. There will be a balance between yin and yang. There will be a balance between anima and animus. There will be a balance between masculine and feminine. And that is how your intuition will start developing. So I'll give you a few steps how you can, uh, you can do as far as developing the meditation is concerned. So first of all, one thing that I always say, meditate. Just silence your mind. That is the first step. The second step is, suppose there is a question that has come up in your life. There is a decision that you have to take. So for example, that there is some question that is bothering you, there's a decision that you want to take. So first of all, you have to ask yourself, how do I feel about this decision? Now, after asking this question, notice the first feeling, notice the first emotion that is coming to you, notice the first image that is arriving to you, and then see the sensations that you have in your body. And trust me, friends, this is tested and tried by me. Body never lies to you, no matter how many stories are being concocted by your mind, but body will never lie to you. So for example, if there is a question that is bothering you, whether, Sharoo, should I quit the job or not? Should I quit or should I not? Now, how will you ask the intuition, or how will you see that the intuition is trying to talk to you? So first you have to see that what sort of an information is it being given to you? Is it uplifting, or is it, mm, it's going down? Oh my God. Secondly, you have to see your body. You have to feel that body. If you are feeling relaxed and relieved by that particular statement that, yes, I want to quit the job, and it is giving you some kind of relief, that means your intuition is saying, yes, Sharoo, go and quit that job. Take some other. And do not allow any kind of a pressure to bias you, because the more the pressure is there on your mind, the decisions, whatever you will make, will not be the safer one, or the ones that are coming from the intuition. That means that you are seeing, or that you're listening from the fear based voices. Another thing that can develop your intuition, which I have used, and I used to use them a lot, that is the crystals. They are the magnificent stones that are available today in the market. Everywhere it is available. And there are few crystals that I'm going to tell you about, which can actually enhance your psychic abilities, which can help you in your spiritual awakening process. And these crystals basically are, one is the amethyst, the other one is labradorite. Sorry, I have to pronounce that correctly, labradorite. Then the third is rose quartz, but my favorite is Lemurian quartz. Why is Lemurian quartz my favorite? Because it is also called the master crystal, and it actually works on all the energy bodies. It actually works on all the, you can say, the aspects of our body. So either it can be Lemurian seed or it can be Lemurian quartz. Either of the two will work. Then there is another, there is a new crystal that is there now in the market, which is also called as Mookie marbles. These Mookie marbles, they have three variants. So you just have to, again, talk to your intuition and ask them which one is beneficial for you because they are in 3 variants. And these Moki marbles are actually manufactured in US, that is on the southwestern US. So these are also beautiful marbles. These are also very beautiful stones. So if you are taking these stones in your receptive hand, that is not in your dominant hand, if you use it and put it in the receptive hand and try to meditate with these crystals, and you try to program these crystals in a way, it will also help you enhance your clairs. Your clairvoyance will be enhanced, your clairs will be enhanced, your psychic abilities will enhance. And once these psychic abilities will enhance, trust me, you'll be able to listen to yourself. Because when we talk about the self love, when we talk about inner child healing, it is basically what? It is basically listening to your own self. And unless and until your intuition is so strong, unless and until you're able to hear the voice of your intuition, how will you be able to know how much healing is required as far as your inner child is concerned? So usually what happens is, you know people, because they have the herd mentality, so just when they see that, okay, there is somebody who is doing this particular session, I will also do that. I will also start inner child healing. But the problem is they are not able to do that. Why? Because they do not know that they have to develop their intuition first. Then will they be able to hear their own inner child. The child has to be heard, the child which was not heard for so many years together, that our child inside of us, all of a sudden it can't be heard unless and until we start practicing, we start talking to that child, we start listening to that intuition. So before we dwell into any kind of an inner child process, or inner child healing process, or any kind of a self-love process, we need to, we need to talk to our intuition, which is very, very important. So that was all for today, this session. I hope it was something, it was informative uh, as far as the intuition is concerned. And definitely it's going to help you out. I hope so, because tomorrow it's going to be self-love. We are going to discuss about self-love, and we are going to discuss all nuances of self-love, and how self-love is to be done, how we should do self-love, what is the right process of doing the self-love, and why we do not do the self-love. So we are going to do that. So before that, I would love to take all the questions that you have today. Uh, so uh, Please come up with the questions. So the receptive hand is basically, Kavita ji, not your dominant hand. That is the hand through which you do all the work. For example, my right hand is my dominant hand, but my left is my receptive hand. Um, this is my receptive hand. So you have to see, if you are a left hand person, then probably your right hand would be your receptive hand. If you are a right hand person, then your left hand would be a receptive hand. Okay, Sumiti ji, you want me to repeat the 7 clairs. So 7 clairs are your clairvoyance, clairsentience, claircognizance, clairaudience, clairgustance, clairtaction, clairempathy, clair eloquence, and clair essence. So these are few of the clairs. So now, if anybody wants to have to ask the questions, so they can ask.
Sharoo ji, hi. Hello.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes. 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 I can hear you. Yes.
This is so spooky because you're not going to believe this, honestly. This is a box that I was sort of, we moved home recently, a couple of months back. And I used to have stones. I don't know if you could see it, all these
Yes.
stones. And over the years, if I see something beautiful, I just buy them. And I think when I was in Malaysia, one of my patients was a Feng Shui master, and she was telling me about crystals, etc. So I just picked up bits and pieces. So I was just sorting out my room today, and then for some reason, I had just stashed away all these stones in this box, and I brought it down this morning. and just left it by the stairs to sort this. And you're talking about the crystals.
Yes.
This is so connecting to me because, I just kept it somewhere. So I just want to ask you, this is the rose
This is
quartz.
the rose quartz. This is rose quartz. You can use rose quartz also for that.
And can you see this?
Yeah, I can. One is amethyst, and the other one I cannot make out because the colors are different. So I don't know the colors. I probably is the amethyst. So Sumati ji, actually, what I would request all of you is that please do not stash your crystals, because crystals are also divination tools and they have to be energized and cleansed properly. I always tell people who know me that they have to be cleansed and energized every full moon or new moon day, and they're not supposed to be put together, not all.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah. So the smaller ones have to be kept differently, and the bigger ones, they have to be kept differently in a different pouches, in a different bags. So there is a way of using the crystals. So that is for later. I think that session is going to be different. So yeah.
And what's this? I forgot what's this again.
I have to check that. Is that Gabro? I don't know, because I just have to check, because there are different colors. The crystals are of
Oranges.
different colors.
Oranges.
If that is oranges, probably it can be citrine, because the colors are different. I can see brown. So if you are saying it's yellow color, or that probably it will be citrine.
I've also got this smooth,
These are moonstones,
yeah.
or these, yeah. Okay. I
So,
see there are, okay. Yes.
and I've got this tourmaline, which I don't know. I think this
Tourmaline is for the negativity,
yes.
for warding off the negativity. Yes.
And sometimes I keep it in my puja place on the plate.
Please do not do that unless and until they are completely cleansed and energized. So
I
you have
used
to do that.
cleanse them with salt water. I don't know if that was the right.
Not all the crystals are to be washed and energized with salt water, because they will lose their properties.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'll have to read my book of crystal.
Yes, please do that. Please do that.
I'll go back and read them. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Samati ji.
So much. Yeah.
Yes.
Sharoo,
Yes.
I got rose quartz and amethyst. I got the rose quartz in the lounge.
Okay.
In the lounge. And the amethyst is also in the lounge, but not together.
Lounge in the sense the place where you sit?
Yes. Where I sit.
Please, I would request the crystals are the divination tools. Please do not exhibit them.
Oh, I see.
Keep it safely somewhere, but please do not exhibit them, because the dust and the dirt should not be put into the crystals. That is very, very important.
Okay. And can I cleanse it with plain water?
Rose quartz, yes. If it is rose quartz and amethyst, you can just do it with the plain water, but not for a very long time.
Okay, just to get the dust and things off.
Yes.
Okay, that's okay. And also, you said through meditation we can develop our intuition. Yeah.
Yes.
And but can you repeat the steps, please?
As far as the steps are concerned, you just have to sit. You have to silence your mind.
Yes.
And if there is any question that is bothering you, if there is any decision that you want to take, you ask that question to yourself, and then you see how you are responding to it. What are the images that you are seeing in your meditation? What are the visions that you are getting when you are asking that question to yourself, or whatever is coming to you? So you have to ask yourself, and then you will get the answer. This is how we develop the intuition.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yes.
Sharoo, can I ask?
Yes, please. Yes, Kavita.
Thank you so much for the session. But I just needed one thing. What is pure quartz used for?
Which one did you say?
Pure quartz. Sorry, my voice is little hoarse
pure
today.
quartz. What is pure quartz? Is it the clear quartz that you're talking about? Clear quartz.
It's just something white in color.
Yeah, that is clear quartz. That is clear quartz.
Yeah, clear quartz. So how is that? Can we use that?
Uh, Clear quartz can be used by anybody and everybody, yes, but I would say that if you want to increase your psychic abilities, then these are the crystals that can be used to increase your psychic abilities, or which can help you in your spiritual awakening process. So clear quartz is something that you can use for anything, but more than clear quartz, the properties, we are talking about the properties. So when we talk about the properties, so these the moldavite or lemurian seed or lapis lazuli or amethyst or labradorite, these are the crystals. They have the properties that can enhance your psychic abilities, because every crystal has a particular ability. Yeah.
So you hold it in your receptive hand when you meditate, or you keep it in front of you? How is that exactly?
I usually generally do it when I keep it in my receptive hand and then meditate, because I have to program it also. I have to keep it in my receptive hand and then I meditate with the crystal.
Okay. And how do you understand from where to buy? Because there are so many stores, or you can say online, but we don't understand the genuine or authentic. So where do you suggest us to buy from?
That you actually have to see. There are certain questions that you have to. I will tell you on the personal window that how do we question those people, the manufacturers, because we have to ask certain questions that will tell us that whether the crystal is okay, genuine
Oh,
or not.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. So can you just send these names, because these names are a little new to us. So on our WhatsApp, can you just send these names, 5 crystals, whatever?
Yeah, sure. I'll do that.
Oh,
I'll do that.
thank you so much.
Thank you, Kavita ji. Thank you so much. Yes.
Sharuji, do the crystal size has some influence over us, like smaller one, bigger one,
No, it doesn't.
or all the same?
No. No, yes, no, no, it doesn't actually. I think this session is becoming more of crystals than the intuition and then the inner work, I think. So I think I will take the session definitely, as Madhugaru is saying, that we'll take the session on crystals shortly. I will prepare something for the crystals, whereby I'll give all the information about the crystals also someday. But right now, let's focus on the inner work. Let's focus on the workshop that we are hearing. So I would request you, please focus on the workshop. That is my request to all of you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
The thing is, when we are meditating with the crystal in the hand, okay, and thinking about a question while meditating, and things comes up, how do we accept all the answers, or do we question the answers?
You're already getting the answers. You don't have to question them.
Okay.
You just have to accept them. You have to write them, journal it down somewhere.
Okay. But if it is more than one answer?
That is okay. Then you again sit with your sit in meditation and start asking again. If you have a doubt, if you are getting two answers, that means the ego self is also again poking you somewhere.
Okay.
And you have to again sit, meditate with the same question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Slowly and gradually the clarity will come. The way I got the clarity today, if you ask me, I can differentiate between the different voices of the 5 archangels that I closely work with. So I know that Archangel Michael's voice will be like this. If Archangel Raziel is talking to me, then he's talking to me, not Archangel Raphael or Archangel Shamiel. So I know these voices. So it all comes with practice.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Maltaji. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Yes, Fatima. Yes.
How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you for joining. Yes.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. I heard you. First of all, thank you for the meditation. I liked so much.
Thank you.
And I sent you that if you could please send me the music back, because I need to practice on it. I like the music. Possible. And you mentioned something, but I'm not sure of the pronunciation or the spelling, which is 7 clairs, something like that.
Yes.
So does it have to do with the crystals also, or is it something like the chakras, or because I want to search about it?
Okay, so Claire, when we talk about the clairs are the part of the intuition. In the sense, clairvoyance, when we talk about clairvoyance means clear seeing. When we say clear audience, that means clear hearing. That means we are able to hear the light beings. We are able to hear the different voices. We are able to hear the different connections that the different dimensions are connecting with. So it is like a third eye. When we see the third eye, this is when our clairvoyance is getting developed, our third eye opens, when our perspective changes, and when we start seeing things which we cannot see. So that is a clairvoyance. So these are clear seeing, clear hearing, clear smelling, clear touching, and you can say clear communication. When we talk about clear eloquence, it is clear communication. So these are all clairs, different clairs. These are the part of intuition that we need to develop in our lives.
Can you just please write it down for me to know more about it, the message, the spelling?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Should I write it here or should I write it later?
Sharoo, I will send it, Sharoo. I will
Yes.
send it in the group about the 7
Yes.
clairs.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Thank
Okay.
you so much. It was
Thank you.
wonderful. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Fatima. Thank you so much. Yes. So anybody else?
Hi, Sharoo, Amita here.
Yes, Amita. Hi.
Hi, thanks for the wonderful meditation. Really went in deep.
Thank you.
And the worst part is when you were talking about the inner work and all that, I had a friend come over for that 15 minutes and I was like, please leave, I have to listen.
Okay. Okay, that's wonderful.
But I think that is also a challenge, I didn't know whether to pay attention to her or to listen, so I was doing both simultaneously. So, but I have a question, like, suppose we seek answers, like, to questions. So what, do we think about the question before the meditation and sit in meditation, or during meditation? I mean, how does it work?
You have to have an intention.
Yeah.
Okay. Once you have an intention, then you just put that question into the universe. Just give it to them and start meditating. Okay. And you can just tell the light beings, whosoever they are, you can tell the source that please give me this answer to this question through my intuition. And that is all. Probably you might not get the answer at that time. Okay. Again, you have to sit. So it will always come with practice. It will not come to you in a jiffy, because intuition has to be developed, because it is somewhere dormant inside of us, and everybody can access that intuition. The only thing is that we need to be very we need to practice this through meditation. So we have to go deep within, we have to meditate, and we have to just seek for the answers. That's all. If we are not getting the answer, tomorrow we'll get it for sure, that kind of a thing. So we just don't have to give up. Patience is the key.
Thank you. And one more question. What is Ida and Pingala? You've heard so much. I know it is yin and yang, but where is it placed? I mean, like the placing.
Okay, so placing is, when we talk about here, so one side is Ida and one side is Pingala.
Okay.
This is
the nostrils. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Amita. Thank you. Yes. Yes, Archana. Yes.
Hello. Morning, Sharoo.
Hi.
Hello. Very lovely topic. And today I just tried a different way, especially I got motivated by Madhu, like closing your eyes and listening. So that really gave it totally different, like the result was totally different. Like if you close your eyes, I don't know what was the reason behind it, but I think you can ingrain more of whatever you're telling, like properly. So that is one thing which I would like to share, because if anybody wants to try, they can try that, like, closing eyes and listen to someone. It gives a really, apart from that. And so today you're talking about inner work. So inner work involves only the developing the intuitive power, or something as to, like, what are the steps of inner work?
No. When we talk about inner work is actually accepting our own emotions and feelings. But the first step to do the inner work is to develop our intuition. That is very, very, very important.
Okay.
That is the step, because unless and until we hear ourselves, we will not be able to do any inner work. We will not be able to hear our inner emotions and the feelings that we are having. We will not be able to do that. So this is the first step. So I'm going step
First
by
step.
step. Yeah, so I'm
Also,
going step by step. So it's like, I'm
so the
trying
first
to
step
make it.
was like intuitive power,
So the first
developing
step
it.
was understanding your spiritual awakening process,
Huh,
and
huh, huh.
after that, the second step is your inner work. How the intuition is developed, how the inner work starts. Once it begins, then the third step is to do the inner work. And in the inner work, what are you supposed to do? So that is what the third day will come up with.
Okay.
Yeah.
So adding to that, there's another one like, so earlier it used to be like, if there's any kind of issue, like we would like, think like, why is that person doing this or that? Okay. We would like always go for the opposite. But after coming into this field, or, as you said, like, having this spiritual awakening, or, analyzing your own self or self introspection. So these days, if at all, first of all, I don't have any issues. It has really minimized, but still, just in case, even if I have. So I feel I don't think about the others, but I feel guilty about why did I do that. So is this a part of this process?
Yes, it is a part of this
Because
process.
now totally it has come on to myself only. कि कुछ भी होता है, अरे यार मैंने ऐसे क्यों किया? Why did I do? Why I should have stopped. So it's like I'm blaming myself. Like अभी तो दूसरे लोगों को stop कर दिया.
Hmm.
And that's heavy sometimes for our own self. I think I'll get rid of this also one day, as
Yeah,
I got rid about others.
but Asna, all the time self apologies should not also be given, because that is also,
Hmm.
you can say, affecting our self esteem, somewhere.
Exactly,
So it is not
exactly.
necessary that you have to be self apologetic all the time. So that is what we are going to learn, how to self love. What is the
Huh.
right way of doing the self love? Yeah. So
Hmm.
yeah, tomorrow when we are talking about self love, then Madhugaru is also there, because she's the goddess of self love. So she's going to say so many things and tell you all the things about self love. So yeah, yeah, right. So thank you,
Asked by
thank you.
others, so it almost clarified our doubts also. So thank you, thank you.
Thank you, and please give a hug to this animal companion of yours. I
Oh,
love
she's
her.
always with me.
I
She's
love her.
always with
Yes,
me.
yeah,
She's always
yeah.
with me.
Please give her a big
Yeah,
hug. Yes, yes.
yeah.
This
Thank
is
you
how
so
I.
much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
see, she's also
Yes,
giving me back immediately.
yes. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you,
so much.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes, Madhumita. Yes, Madhu. Yes.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Good
Yeah,
evening.
I wanted to share my experience of inner work.
Please.
So, I didn't know I was doing inner work, but through the guidance of angels and goddesses, what happened was they used to tell me to write a journal. So, whenever I used to write the journal of my emotions, my meditational experiences, what I see about the past or what I see about the future, what all those things, what used to happen, that something inside me used to get opened. So
Mm,
I used to see a lot of like a lot of emotions, feelings, and stuff, which were not needed. A lot of waste things which
mm,
I accumulated through many lifetimes, and even in this lifetime I have been accumulating those things inside me. So those things used to get open, and things used to get very emotional, and a lot of things used to happen around me, and I used to avoid it and escape it. But one day when I went to meet Patri sir recently, when he came to Delhi, his last visit after the Rishikesh, when he came back from, not Rishikesh, Haridwar. So when he came back from there, I sat in meditation, and something motivated me to say that from right now I will have beautiful relationships and beautiful friendships. There I affirmed that. So after affirming that, I saw a pattern within me where I recognized that. Since childhood, and even in lifetimes, past lifetimes, I used to have this feeling within me that I need love, and someone needs to give me love. I'm not receiving love, or I someone need to give me love to cure my loneliness. So I used to have this pattern. But I got the opportunity to break that feeling that somebody needs to give me love to make
Wow.
me complete, or
Wow.
I someone. Such things got removed. So then I realized that I don't need to wait for friendships or somebody to love me. What used to happen is, whenever I make friendships, they only used to last for 6 months or 1 year. They used to get bored of me and they used to leave me. So this thing happened a lot of like 10 or 20 times. And I thought that I'm not enough, or something in me is lacking. I used to perceive myself like that. But when I release that pattern, that there's no giving or taking of love, I can become one with that person in a essence form. But there's no giving or taking of love. No, I'm not a very great person to give someone love, someone who is complete. I cannot give them love, or nor I can receive love. That's not something that's going to happen. That's an illusion. I got to release that form within me, and that made me so light. And I used to carry a burden within me, but now I'm very light. I'm very happy where I am. I'm not running in the past, or not even I'm not running into the future, not the past even is holding me. So that I got to release. So it is very tough when when you open those doors within yourselves which you don't want to see. But once you release it, you will feel a lot of lightness. You will feel really happy. It will it will make you the light. So that's what I experienced.
Wow. Should I bow down to you, Madhumita? Seriously, I bow down to you because,
Thank you.
uh,
I want to say the same thing.
yeah, I bow down to
Fabulous.
you. Why? Because, at this tender age, there is so much of understanding inside of you, and you're working for yourself and within yourself. So I really, really bow down to you because you are a great soul, great soul. Because I have done in, probably now I'm 46. So probably I was able to do it when I was 36. All these things that you are doing in such a tender age, that understanding is there inside of you right now. And I really respect you for that. I bow down to you. So thank you so much, Madhu, for being here with all of us and sharing your experience. You are really an inspiration. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Nana ji.
Hi everybody. Hope
Yes.
you can hear me.
Yes. Is that Nana speaking? Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. Yes. 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 Yes.
yeah. I love what Madhumita said. I too bow down to her because it's accepting is one thing and talking it openly, you know,
Mm-hmm.
which will inspire so hundreds of people.
Yes.
You know, I appreciate that. At such a young age, she has started doing self. What is that? Self realization or it is so great, and she can go long miles. Okay.
Yes.
We are doing at above 40.
Yes.
For her journey we are starting now,
Yes.
and it has been very beautiful since 1 year. I think this lockdown has given been what you can say, a gift rather than
Yes.
sadness. So many
Absolutely.
millions of people have started this meditation journey. I'm so amazed when I connect to that enlightenment hour during all the Tuesdays. It is so amazing, and you get to learn everything. We think one is the answer, but you get hundreds of answer for one small thing. You know,
Yes.
and it is
Yes.
such a great thing. Also, I want to say, I think 5 months back I started this inner work for myself to realize what is wrong with me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I think I did it, like in from 0 to 7 years, 7 to 14 years, 14 to 35 years, because our pattern is formed by 35 years. That's how I understood, and I did it. I think it took lot of guts to write each and everything about ourselves. You know,
Yes.
there are
Yes.
so many dark hidden secrets deep
Mm-hmm.
down there. Okay,
Yes. Yes.
to accepting, and once you just write down those things, you are amazed to see you have never, realized that all those things existed in it is like a ocean, I can say. It will not happen in one day, in single day, on single day.
Yes.
It takes so much, and once you get to know, and as Madhumita said, there is, eruption of emotions. Is it this is what happened to me,
Yes.
all those questions, and accepting them and working on them is the next one.
Absolutely.
It's a milestone. And to be, like they say, walk the talk. That is the most, we are accepting now slowly, but walking that talk is becoming heavy on us. Heavy, very heavy. We say we
Yes.
should not get angry, but still, at times we, knowingly we do it
Yeah.
sometimes. So I thank you from deep of my heart, Sharuji.
Yes.
Okay, and also Madhu Ramji for giving this opportunity, and for all those lovely people who share bebaks, bebak
Yes.
hoke share karte hain.
Yes.
you know
Yes.
that is true spirituality, I feel. Accepting and sharing and inspiring few people to come out is the most
Absolutely.
amazing thing. And also I wanted to talk yesterday but couldn't. Hope I'm not taking more time.
No, no, no.
Even
Take
I
time.
went into deep depression
Mm.
during last year, because of the because I was continuously working, but suddenly everything came to a halt.
Mm-hmm.
And since I don't have children, I had no work to do except myself. I never was alone all these years except this
Mm.
year. So it was so haunting to me, and I went
Mm.
into deep depression. One was that, and the other was failure in some of the relations or friendships, you
Mm.
can call, which were so good to me. So all this happened, and I was not able to take them, accept them. It was very difficult for me. And so beautifully, Buddha CEO came to my, lap,
Mm-hmm.
which, lifted me up from there. And I'm so happy for this journey. And I promise myself every day that I will continue to do till my last breath.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Sharuji, for
Thank you.
your
Thank you.
this one knowledge. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you,
Lovely.
Nanaji, because it really means a lot. And this platform is where, as I said earlier, that there are no judgments here. We can
Yeah.
just talk anything, whatever we want to say. So
Yeah.
that is the beauty of this platform, because everybody is love here. So everybody wants to give love. Everybody wants to take love from here.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
I,
you so
I
much.
just feel we have started living our real lives now. Now we have cast off that, coat which we were wearing,
Yes.
which was all false. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
Nanaji. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Majhu Ramji, also. Thank you.
Hey, Sharoo.
Yes.
Sharoo, please, I want to ask you a very simple question.
Yes.
Whenever you say we sit down and listen and so on, how can I differentiate between that this is like my true inner voice, like it comes from the higher self, or this is a voice from my ego?
Yeah, that's what I told you. I gave you the little tips. First of all, you will get to know through the practice only. Secondly, whenever there is a fear based voice, it will be very heavy. It will be something that will not be uplifting at all. You will feel a lot of emptiness even if you have heard that voice, but still you feel that no, this is not the right thing I should be doing. It will always take you to the thoughts. It will always take you to the past. It will tell you to be there with the past always, all the time. So when we talk about this, the intuition, it'll be very crystal clear. You will not want any kind of any rational thought coming your way and giving you an answer that okay, this is not the right one. You know that this is the crystal clear answer that you have got, and it will be very uplifting, very uplifting. It will be very positive. It will not be negative at all. So that is how you differentiate between your ego self and your higher self. But trust me, Fatma, it always comes with the practice. It does not come without practice. You have to keep practicing this.
So can we say like it comes from my heart more than
It comes from your heart. Yes, it might come from your heart also, because logical mind is not working as far as the intuition is concerned, because intuition is different, logical mind is different. So that is, your soul is talking to you. That is
yes,
coming from your heart. Yes. So you can,
because
one way of putting it like that.
Sharoo, I try to do a lot of inner work on myself, and
Mhm.
sometimes after I feel like okay, I'm gonna reach like heaven, I'm gonna be happy and so on. And after finishing the exercises and have painful times, I come to realize that I'm going back to what
Mhm.
I believed or the actions I used to do again. So I feel confused. What's wrong with me? So I knew the answer. So why I'm going to in another way? You understand me? Do you get what I want to
Yes,
say?
yes, yes. Fatma, as I
Yeah,
said
it's
earlier, that is the yesterday in the session, I said when we are awakening to ourselves, when we are awakening to this truth, so it will be a roller coaster ride. It will go up and down. It will, it will not go in a straight line. It will not
nice.
be a linear process. So there will
I'm
be
so sorry
times.
I didn't attend yesterday. I couldn't, so
Oh,
that's why I
okay.
didn't.
Okay, so Fatma, what happens is, whenever there is an awakening process going on, it will not be a linear process. It will not be from A, B to C, right? So it can be A to Z. So sometimes your emotions will be too high and heavy for yourself. Sometimes your emotions will be very light. Sometimes you'll feel very happy. Sometimes you'll feel very depressed. So it is a kind of a process, and it is an eternal process that you have to go through in all the incarnations that you will take, not only in this incarnation but every incarnation. So it is an eternal process. Yeah.
Okay, so it's normal. Okay, thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
thank you,
Bye.
Fatma. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
madam.
much.
Thank you, Sharon. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes, Sharu,
Yes, Madhugaru. Yes.
I've been waiting. I think I let my mom speak. Yes, mom, please go
Yes,
ahead.
yes, please.
Yes, yes. Okay. First of all, Shara, the meditation was very nice. It was very deep, and thanks a lot for that. And even yesterday, spiritual path and this awakening. So I think only after undergoing certain pains, only I think one comes into the spiritual path. So many times. So the same case as you were telling about your experience, I think it was same to me like that only. So, and regarding today's intuition, Sharu, so sometimes whenever we want to go anywhere, I want to do any work or anything, and it may be anything. The first thing which comes to me, I think that's my first intuition, and I should go according to that. But previously, since last 1 year, I was against to my intuition. So if I want to go anywhere, if my intuition says not to go, still I used to do the same thing because I wanted. I was not taking care of myself. I was thinking of others. If I don't go, what they might think. They may think bad of me or anything. Even I previously I used to do even non-veg because they used to say, okay, when guests were invited to house in our place, if non-veg is prepared, that is the high thing, very great thing. If we give them just dal and like that, we are not treating them properly. So that is the case in our
Yes.
place like that. So even I didn't like to do all these things, but I used to do because it's against my wish, because I had to please everyone. I had not that much of guts to tell I don't want to that. So later on, since 1 year, Sharu, I can see I started thinking why I should please everyone. Why shouldn't I go according to my intuition? Why should I please? Why should I crave for that good name? What is the use of that? Because my soul is not happy. Going against the intuition is not making me happy. I can see that very perfectly. So these days, since 1 year, I think probably after meeting Pradeep sir, so that was the day when he said, "Okay, ma'am, you just tell to your husband, to your family that you're not going to prepare this knowledge." So immediately I came home and told my husband, everyone. So whatever is happening, or whatever dinner is there, or whatever treat is there, I'm not going to touch anything. So I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to
Wow.
cook like that. So
Wow.
that was the day I took the decision. Really, Sharu, from that day, I'm very happy. I'm very
Wow.
happy. Even I'm starting, I'm trying a lot to see a shift in my husband's this go with should stop this non-veg like that. So that is the one thing. And because this intuition shadow, these days I'm going according to that, and it is making me very happy. Whatever it is, even while cooking or going or anything, it may be a very small thing, very minute thing, but the first thing which comes to me, I'm going accordingly, and it is making me very happy, and my soul is very happy. I think the first
Wow.
message we get within us, I think that is we should stand for that and
Yes.
go accordingly. That is the
Yes.
thing I think, Sharu. As this
Yes.
is, I'm following my intuition. It's very nice, Sharu. The session is very
Wow.
nice. And
Thank you.
I'm getting much knowledge from these sessions.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Sharu.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thanks a
Umadi. I
lot.
think your voice is so melodious. I can just listen to you throughout the day. You can just keep talking and I'll just keep listening. Your voice is so soothing and calming. So,
Thank
yeah,
you, Sharu.
thank
Thank
you
you.
for sharing your
Thank
experience with
you.
all of us. Thank you so,
Thank
so
you,
very much.
Sharu.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank
Thank you, Sharu.
you. Yes.
Yeah, thanks, Mom. Mom, you just stole my words, and I just wanted to tell that Sharu that okay, first of all, about the session, what you how you have started is like when we start our inner work, we face a lot of fears because we never sat with ourselves all these years. So suddenly, if we sit with ourselves, the mind will work like anything, like it will show us the things which we don't want to see, and so many fears, the hidden emotion surfaces, and it happened with me as well, but I was very consistent and I did not stop, because I was already given indications that we will be experiencing all these things.
Mm.
So have no fear. It's just that once it surfaces, it just cleans. That is what I've known, and then practicing it helped me to let go of that hidden emotions which have been inside me from many many years. And after practicing a lot of meditation, the intuition naturally develops. It's not
Yes.
something that we have to practice to be to be intuitive. It's like the more you become calmer in your mind, the more you can connect to your higher self. And as my mom is telling, Sharu, the first thought which comes to me, I just follow it.
Hmm.
I will not wait for the second, because
Yes.
I know that the first thought is coming from the higher self. If I
Mm-hmm.
have to take any decision, like if I want to do this curry or that curry, like my mom is saying, if I have to go there, like the first intuition that comes, the first thing that comes to me, I just follow it, and I don't
Hmm.
wait for the second, third things to come, because I know that later the mind manipulates it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and that is one thing, and I'm really happy for like for following my heart. It's like a
Mm-hmm.
intuitive feeling. And recently I would like to share the experience that happened here. I went to a supermarket, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just 5 minutes from my home. I took my bicycle, and I finished all the shopping, and I was coming back. Usually I was thinking that there is a bench, like there is a farm where you have benches here and there, and you can sit and you can see the view of the sunset or sunrise and all these things. So I was just thinking maybe I should go there and sit. Suddenly something happened that like my intuition said, no, don't go there.
Hmm.
Straight go straight, go home, like go straight to the home. And I was just walking. I was not cycling. I was just walking. And when I was walking, I was looking a girl who was just standing on her bicycle. Just she was still on her bicycle. I was just thinking she might be taking her pictures, because it was very beautiful scene. When I came close to her, she looked into my eyes and she said, "Do you have time?" I said, "Yes, I do have time. Actually, my dress had been stuck into my, like in my cycle chain. Can you please
Mm-hmm.
help me out with that?" And then I just went to her, and I put my bicycle aside. I went to her and I just helped her dress out come out. And afterwards, like how these intuitions work, like this is an example. I just followed it. If I would have, said, no, 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 come what may, I'll go to this side. That first thought that came, no, you just go home. It's a strong, strong voice that came, no, straight away you go home. And then I could see that girl that I've never seen her. She gave me a hug and she said, "Thank you so much." It's like she was stuck and there was no help around. Like it's in the middle of the farm, and so these in these ways the intuition will help, and we should always listen to it. We should not put too much logic to it, and very happy to listen to everybody's experience, Madhu's experience and everybody's experience of how they have transformed themselves and how they are listening to themselves. So very much grateful to you, Sharoo, for taking up time and creating this space so that we all can express whatever we are feeling. So very much grateful to you. Thank you so much, Sharoo.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your beautiful experience. I mean, because these experiences actually matter a lot to all of us, whosoever is listening, because they get to understand that, okay, this is how the intuition works. This is how we have to do also. So we get a push. And that is why we say that we evolve together. So thank you
Right.
so much,
Thank
Madhugaru.
you,
Thank you
Sharoo.
so much.
Thank you so
Yes,
much. Yeah.
thank you. So there is a question, Mridulaji, that how should a non-meditator find his intuition? Is it the same? It is the same. You just have to calm your mind, even if the person is not a meditator. As Madhugaru is also saying that you have to calm your mind. So you have to calm your mind and you have to be with yourself, even if the person does not meditate. But the person has to actually empty the mind first. Yeah, so they don't have to be, they should not have, they must not have any kind of a thought playing around them. So this is how my understanding goes. So if Madhugaru has to say anything about it, so she can.
No, I think it's perfectly well said, Charu. It's all as you said yesterday that not only people who are in meditation are they could see great things, they could experience great things. The people who don't have, who are not into meditation, but still if they are keeping themselves calm and light, they are very happy. They are following their soul path. The same thing happens, like here when we speak about the intuition, one doesn't have to meditate, but meditation like it's like an accelerator, like it's like it helps us to experience things in a much faster way. So the key is again calming yourself. That is the way how to calm ourselves is one is meditation, and also the other thing is becoming aware in whatever you are doing in a day is organizing the thoughts, not having too many thoughts. If somebody is not accepting to meditate, at least we can recommend them to be mindful in the day. That can help them to have a clear mind and be intuitive.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
Sharon.
much. Thank you. So I think we'll call it a day today. So I hope it was an informative session for all of you. And thank you so much to everyone whosoever has written everything in the chat section. I'm sorry I could not read all the messages. But yes, I know that your love has been flowing in the chat section, and I'm really grateful and thankful to all of you. So tomorrow we are going to know more about self-love. You will know from me, not only from me, but you will know from, as I say, the goddess of self-love. So she's going to be here. So you are going to know a lot of things from her as well tomorrow. So please don't miss this session, and please tell everybody if they can come and you utilize this time for this session, please, tomorrow. So thank you so much.